You're watching News First. President Mahinda Rajapaksa states that Sri Lanka, which was plagued by terrorism for 3 decades, will regain its position as an important economic and commercial centre in the region. Speaking at the 12th Doha Economic Forum in Qatar, the President noted that the government is committed towards going the extra distance in empowering the people of Sri Lanka economically and creating lasting peace through reconciliation.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa left for Qatar this morning to attend the 12th Doha Economic Forum on the economic progress in the Middle East. A group of senior officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Qatar welcomed the President at the Qatar International Airport. The President is attending the Doha Economic Forum as an international guest of honour upon the invitation of the Emir of the State of Qatar, Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani.
The visit of His Excellency Mahinda Rajapaksa, President of Sri Lanka, to the state of Qatar is an historic occasion in the bilateral relations that Sri Lanka has been maintaining with the state of Qatar. Sri Lanka established diplomatic relations with the state of Qatar 15 years ago. The Prime Minister of Qatar visited Sri Lanka in December last year. It was followed by the state visit of the head of state of the state of Qatar, His Highness Al Thani. During the visit, His Highness announced that his government was willing to invest $1 billion in Sri Lanka. We are now in the process of progressing on that announcement and looking forward to Qatar investment in Sri Lanka.
The Geological Survey and Mines Bureau says that no damages were reported due to tremors that were felt in several areas in the country during the wee hours of today. Chairman of the Bureau, Dr. N.P. Vijayananda, stated that the tremors were of a magnitude of 3 on the Richter scale.
The tremors were reported at around 1:45 a.m. in the hill country. Tremors were also felt in Haputale, Badulla, Bandarawala, Nuvareliya, Pidrutalagala and Mahayangana areas. We felt a vibration and it continued for some time. I remember there was a small tremor and the bed started shaking. I heard a loud noise when I was asleep. I woke up due to the sound and I felt the tremor.
There was a loud noise. It went on for about a minute.
The roof started shaking first, then I felt the sound gradually moving away after a few seconds. The Geological Survey and Mines Bureau says that these tremors were limited to certain areas.
Even if there's any after tremor, it should be lower than what we felt yesterday night. But if there is any after tremors, by now we should have felt or should have recorded at our stations, but no such records we have observed, and there's no case of after tremors. Is very, very, very unlikely.
Meanwhile, the most powerful earthquake in recent times was reported from northern Sumatra in Indonesia on the 11th of April with a magnitude of 8.7 on the Richter scale. As this earthquake epicenter was in the sea, Sri Lanka also felt the quake. Colombo, Matara, Galle, Hambantota, Hatton and Batticaloa were areas that felt the tremor the most. Meanwhile, we contacted Director of the Earth Observatory Centre in Singapore, Professor Kerry Shea, through Skype on the 18th. He said that although earthquakes could take place in the Sumatra region, a specific date cannot be mentioned.
There are 2 places in Sumatra where we still expect magnitude 8.5 or 9 earthquakes. So in that sense, we already are predicting earthquakes. We just don't predict them for tomorrow, or for next week, or for next year. So what we need to be aware of is that geologists can already basically forecast most earthquakes, most tsunamis. They just can't forecast whether there will be tomorrow or next month or next year. They can only forecast that, within the lifetime of children going to school today in Sumatra, there are likely to be 2 more great earthquakes. So prediction on the short term is a bit of an unlikely proposition, but prediction or forecasting in the long term is very much what many of us do for a living.
Meanwhile, Senior Professor on Geological Studies Kapila Dahanayaka said that attention should be paid towards tremors that could occur inland. We should be aware of tremors that could take place inland. So far, there has been no such incident in our country. But that doesn't mean we could be complacent. We must pay attention to this. If a quake with a larger magnitude takes place, there could be serious damage. So we should study this issue well. Meanwhile, the National Building Research Organization, or the NBRO, says that due to this situation, special attention must be paid in construction. Tremors are being felt in Sri Lanka at an increasing rate from time to time. As a result of this, shaking and cracks are being reported from several homes. Therefore, we have expressed the view that the public need to be more cautious when building homes, and indeed special attention must be paid during any construction so that the buildings will be able to withstand tremors like these. Meanwhile, in the past 24 hours, several strong earthquakes have been reported from across the globe. A strong earthquake rocked northern Italy today, causing at least 4 deaths and bringing about the collapse of rural factories in towns. The quake, which struck at 2:04 GMT, had a magnitude of 6 on the Richter scale. It was the strongest quake to hit Italy in 3 years. Meanwhile, a 6.2 magnitude earthquake hit seas of northeastern Japan this afternoon. There were no reports of casualties and no tsunami warning was issued. The US Geological Survey said that an earthquake with a magnitude of 5.9 struck northern Chile, but there were no reports of injury or damage. People in parts of East Asia and the western United States are awaiting a ring of fire as a rare solar eclipse will take place today. The event, called an annular solar eclipse, occurs when the moon slides across the sun, blocking all but a blazing halo of light. The eclipse will then move across the Pacific, with the western US viewing the tail end. The ring phenomenon will last about 5 minutes depending on the location, while people outside the narrow band will see a partial eclipse.
Minister of Cooperatives and Internal Trade and former Minister of Sports Johnston Fernando expressed his views on the MTV-NBC networks broadcasting the 2012 London Olympics.
It is a good thing for Sirasa to broadcast the Olympics live. On the other hand, it is good for sports and the young generation in the country. Sirasa has always supported sports. Therefore, the decision taken by Sirasa to broadcast the Olympics live is a good move. I wish Sirasa the best. As a former Minister of Sports, I would like to extend my gratitude.
The holder of the Sri Lankan record in the marathon event, SLB Rosa, also expressed his views on the London Olympics. Rosa, who is residing in the United States, shared his thoughts with Sports First when he arrived in the island on a brief vacation.
In US, we can watch the Olympics, throughout the day, 24 hours, the recorded games and live, all, we can watch. So Sirasa is, going to do the same thing here in Sri Lanka. I'm really happy the Sri Lankan people are going to get to see the whole Olympic Games.
Before you become an Olympic athlete, you have a dream. This year, the world's most elite athletes and the MTV-NBC network will share a dream of champions. The London 2012 Olympics on the Champion Network, MTV and NBC.
One of the competitors on the program, Lakshapati, which is telecast on our sister channel Sirasa TV, has succeeded in winning 1 million rupees. The lucky winner is 22-year-old Nuwan Chaturanga, a resident of Galle.
TV viewers across the island watched with great anticipation as stage by stage 22-year-old Nuwan Chaturanga, relying only on his knowledge, edged closer and closer to the target.
Nuwan Chaturanga menna oba jayagrahane karna rupiah million cepata.
Nuwan Chaturanga entered the Lakshapati program on Sirasa TV with the intention of using his winnings to obtain the very best treatment for his father, who was disabled in an accident some years ago. At his home, Nuwan's neighbours gathered in numbers to welcome him, the contestant to take away the largest amount of winnings on a TV program in Sri Lanka. Nuwan Chaturanga did not forget to pay a visit to his first alma mater, Sudharma Mahavidyalaya in Galle. From Magala, Nuwan Chaturanga was escorted to his home in a procession. While Nuwan Chaturanga paid a visit to the News First newsroom today at the MTV MBC head office in Colombo. Chaturanga was interviewed live on the 7 p.m. news on our sister channel Sirasa TV. Nuwan Chaturanga is a remarkable youth who captured the hearts of the viewers of one of the most popular shows on TV, the Lakshapati program, which is telecast on Sirasa TV, becoming a millionaire overnight. Today, Nuwan has joined us in the newsroom. Good evening, Nuwan. Nuwan, first we praise you for your victory. In one night you shot to fame, becoming a millionaire. Nuwan, how are you preparing to invest the prize money?
I am very happy, truly happy. I really felt it last night. I entered the Lakshapati program with the intention of curing my sick father. That is why I entered the program.
Yes, Nuwan, we too pray that your father's health will be restored. We also would like to know about your hopes for the future.
I am a first-year student following an external degree at the University of Kelaniya. I hope to complete my degree soon and obtain employment. In addition, I have my work at home.
This is also an ideal opportunity for you to remember those who have provided you strength.
There are a lot of people who I need to mention. Even if I am unable to state all their names, a lot of people assisted me in entering this contest. I am thankful to my family, my neighbors and all my friends. In addition, I must also mention my schools, Mahinda Vidyalaya in Gaul and Sudharma Vidyalaya in Magala. I am extremely thankful to all my teachers.
We had the news of your victory last night through breaking news on News First.
I couldn't comprehend it. During the contest, my victory was aired on breaking news on News First. I'm sure that viewers across the country would have been made aware through this. At this time, I would also like to thank Sirasa TV and News First Breaking News.
News First Breaking News සංචේත මේ වෙලාවේ ස්තුති පුද කර සිටිනවා.
ඔව් නුවන් චතුරංග අපි ඔබේ අනාගතයට සුබ ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. ඒ සුබ පැතුම News First වෙතින් අපි අලිත් සෝදානම් ප්‍රවෘත්ති මැදිරියට යොමු වන්නට